And we are back with another live stream. At the moment, definitely. At the moment, it's definitely stress, man. Um, I can't even get my proper account at the minute, so I'm having to use an account that I made back in PS3 days, which is FCR Crimson. Um, yeah, just to be honest, at the moment, pretty just pissed off. To be honest with the whole, I don't know how many of you guys have been getting the error code. I've been getting the error code since I downloaded the patch on Friday, and obviously I had a lot of things planned, um, videos to do with like tires and with the GT3 balance and stuff like that, and everything kind of really got delayed because I just sat here messing around trying to figure out a way to actually play the game. But luckily, I did have a second account. Um, I was able to set that up, and yeah, I'm able to get on. But pretty much, if you've got the patch and you've got the same error code, the only thing I can recommend, because this is the only thing that worked for me, is to just create another account if you haven't already got one. And I've seen somewhere on the forum that it might be something to do with how many friends you have on your friends list, which is pretty stupid. But on this account, I've only got about five or so friends on this account, so game seems to be working, no problems at all. So yeah, can't complain at the minute. Even though much rather have my other account with all the setups on and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into patch 4 and what I've noticed so far. Obviously, I've already talked about the whole error code thingy, and yeah, that's for me. That's the biggest thing. They need to just get that sorted because that is definitely something that's game breaking. But I'm gonna focus more on sort of the cars, the GT3 balance, the tires, and stuff like that. Probably go more in depth with a look at the tires. Probably in another video. Hopefully when I get my other account back. But yeah, at the moment we've been testing, me, CJ, Carl. We've been testing quite a lot. We got an evaluation race at AOR around Nürburgring coming up, which I'm just gonna actually. I don't know if I go to favorites. It should be around here somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, we got an evaluation race coming up, so we've just been testing a load of the cars around Nürburgring just to see what the crack is with the cars, which cars got the advantage and whatnot. And yeah, it's at the moment definitely it looks like the Ferraris. Well, not looks like the Ferrari is the quickest car. So not much has changed in that aspect, but I'm not sure what's the quickest over a race. But so far, all the guys that I've seen doing evaluation race on the PC side, where a lot more of the sort of elite guys are, they all seem to be in Ferraris. So that is a little bit disappointing, especially for myself. I'm not a massive fan of driving a Ferrari, but yeah, I'd much rather all the cars be a lot closer in performance. I mean, yeah, I think you can get some of the other cars within a few tenths, but you really have to max out on the lap. And in a Ferrari, it seems like it's a lot easier to achieve. Um, that's the problem at the minute. But I'm gonna pick the Bentley, and yeah, yeah, the balance at the moment, it's I don't know, man. It's good for the majority of the cars. I think the balance is really close for the majority of the cars, but for the sharp end, for me, the Ferrari's still kind of head and shoulders above, and it makes it, especially when you're doing a league, it makes it sort of hard for people to decipher what other cars to use when they know they can't truly compete race by race in another car unless you pick the Ferrari. So that's kind of disappointing. I almost get the sense that you know, with SMS managing to get the Ferrari badge license in the game, it's almost as if they're kind of privileged to have Ferrari in the game. Um, but we'll see. I did have a setup for this car. I think it's this one I used. I'll start deleting all the other ones. Delete that. delete that, and we'll just keep these two. But yeah, we've been practicing mainly with full fuel or race fuel, should I say, and between the soft and the hard tires. And what I've noticed is the hard tires on this patch, I think, are a little bit harder than they were before. I don't think there is as much grip as the hard tires gave you before the patch, but you can still get good times with the hard tires, but it just takes quite a long time for them to warm up. But yeah, let me just turn my volume down a bit. It's super loud. I should actually put the stream on my PC so I can see your comments at the same time. Just give me a second to do that. But I managed to get the Bentley down to a 56.1 with this setup. So I'll go through the setup quickly just in case you want to try the Bentley out for yourselves. Obviously on the last patch the Bentley wasn't competitive at all. But I managed to 56.1, which I reckon in totality will probably be about half a second down in the Ferrari once everyone's found their feet in the Ferrari, which is a lot better than it used to be, of course. But whether it'll be able to compete on the amount of tracks that the Ferrari can is a different story. The Audi is definitely a lot quicker. Well, it seems a lot quicker, but that's something to debate, because around here the Audi was within a couple of attempts of the Ferrari, but when we went to Catalonia couldn't get anywhere near it. So it might just be setup issues. It might be something that I have to change in the setup to get the Audi to compete around there. But as I said, I've lost all my setups at the moment because I'm on a different account, so it wasn't as if I had the perfect setup, but still it didn't feel bad. It just wasn't quick enough. So that's about it. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the tires, how the tires feel at the moment. And with the softs, especially when you're doing practice, you kind of have to take into account that your tires are going to start off cold when you leave the garage. So the softs, they warm up real quick, really nice, grippy, almost too much grip in some cars, but you can still get the same times in the hard tires. So I'm not sure if running the soft tires will ever really be the answer for a proper like league race or something that's longer than say 10-15 laps. So I still think predominantly the hard tires are going to be the one that everyone uses. But if you're running online just doing 6-lap races, then you're probably going to want the soft tires. But it's all dependent on track temperature. Our track temperature at the moment is, as you can see, is 70 Fahrenheit. So right there, it's sort of right at the crossroads, because you can get away with the hards and you can get away with the softs. But I'm not sure how long the softs will actually last, whether it will last a whole 29 lap race distance or something like that. So I'm not too sure. There's something that we've still got to test out, but they do feel a lot better than the last patch where they just didn't work. So let's see. First I'm going to try, I'll put the hard tires on, put this down a bit. The rear tires seem to burn up quite quickly around here actually, and we'll try that. It's going to take maybe 3 or 4 laps to even get the car where I want it. Still got to put the stream on the PC. So if any of you guys been experiencing that same error crash, it's very annoying. I've heard so many different ways you're supposed to be able to get rid of this error crash. I deleted the game, reinstalled it, I deleted all my setups. Obviously I backed them up, but I deleted the setups, deleted all my profiles, and what else, reinstalled the game. That didn't work. I've seen people say delete everybody on your friends list and then delete the game, then reinstall it, and that should work. But I feel like this shouldn't be something that I have to do just to play the game that I've already paid for. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy that you've got a game that's crashing before you even get on the game. In any other situation, if you was to buy a phone and then as soon as you turn your phone on it crashes, you'd be straight back down to the shop expecting to get your money back or expecting them to fix the problem. But as when I went on the website, to me it kind of looked like they didn't really know what the problem was, or they didn't really know how to fix the problem, which is kind of worrying. Alright, yo, what's going on, dudes? Yeah. Yeah, CJ, to be honest, I'm feeling the same way. I think if in AOR, if AOR did ban the Ferrari, I think it'd probably be a good league, because I think there's so many of the cars are close. So many of the cars are within 3/10 of each other, but the Ferrari has just clearly always got that advantage, which we already know that people are just going to pick the Ferrari. And it's great if you want to have a Ferrari Cup, but if you actually want to see a battle, like kind of how we did in, was it season 7? CJ was in the Bentley, me and Carl was in the Z4, Catfish was in the Audi, you had Telmo was in the Rough, whatever the hell they called it, and there were so many different race winners. So that's the kind of thing that I expected to see after this patch, but it's crazy that they've boosted some cars and then they've just completely, what have I done? They've just completely left some others, so I don't know. Not too sure what the McLaren ever did to SMS, but really clearly don't seem to like the McLaren. Definitely feel a big difference in the tyres now. It almost feels like the hard tyres in this game almost feel like how they should have felt in the first place, where it's the hard tyres in the last patch were almost like mediums, because they were they covered like a massive range of weather conditions, whereas the softs just completely were useless. But now these tyres feel a lot harder than they used to. But you just have to sort of work to get them into the right range. Wow, really cold. But the Bentley does feel good if you can get used to sitting on the right hand side of the car. Oh god. So sketchy when the tyres are blue. But from what CJ Carl told me, the Ferrari seems to suffer with crazy understeer problems, but at the same time it's still very fast. So I mean, that might just be a characteristic of the car after the latest patch, or it might be a setup issue. But either way, if the car's got that much understeer and still that fast, then surely it's still the car to beat. There is other cars I wanted to try. I briefly tried the Cadillac, which I know was supposed to have got boosted. I should have actually had a little go in Cadillac actually. I'm not sure how fast that is down the straight now, but there's a lot of cars that are within a similar sort of time. The Bentley's one of them, round here anyway. But yeah, definitely at the moment GT3 balance I think is actually quite good, barring the Ferrari. Oh god. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wait a few laps. But I ran, I tried the Renault, I've tried the Lamborghini, I've tried the Audi, obviously I've tried the Bentley. Well, I think CJ also tried a few cars as well. So from what we saw, the majority of the cars are within 2 or 3 tenths of each other. But you know, as it is with racing, with competitions, people are going to want to be in the best machinery possible. And yeah, just
it kind of, for me, it kind of kills the league when it's just one car is just so dominant. But we'll see how it gets on. But if you're going to online lobbies, just pick the Ferrari. Another car I haven't really tried actually. I haven't tried the Porsche. The Porsche was pretty quick on the last patch, just with crappy brakes. So we'll have to see how that goes. Probably to turn my force feed back up in this car. I tried to remember exactly what settings I had before. I couldn't even remember. I can't even get on the game to actually look. That's the worst thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Xbox has got the patch yet or anything like that. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of bugs everybody else is getting. But it's something they definitely need to sort out fast. I don't want to be stuck using this profile forever. Wow. Wow. It's crazy. It almost feels like you need a whole new setup to run the hard tires, or you need to make slight adjustments in your setup when you're running the different compounds, which is quite good. But you need to find a compromise between the hard and the softs. If you're doing a race where you've got a pit and then you're going to slap the hards on or slap the softs on, you're going to have to find a decent compromise between two different setups, I think. Because right now, it's feeling very oversteery. Whereas on the softs, I can get out and push instantly. Grip's coming back a little. But yeah, the Bentley feels pretty good. I'm happy they've at least improved this car. I did try the NSX again. Only a few days ago I did a live stream in the NSX and it was pretty quick, and it just didn't feel as fast for me when I tried it. When I tried the NSX after the patch, it didn't feel as fast. Don't know whether the setup just needs changing, but obviously I copied the setup that I had from my own video to see if it was just me not having a setup, but yeah, it just didn't feel great. Wow, a lot more sliding into turn one. I'll tell you something else as well that it might be a thing, or it might just be me. Might have to get some others to test it as well. But I remember AOR last season, the last race was a race at Monza, a nighttime race at Monza, and in the Audi, it was impossible to get tyre temperature into the hard tyres. It just wasn't happening. You had to run sort of soft tyres on one side of the car, hards on the other side, and do all these mad things just to get the car to work, whereas the guys in the Ferrari, they could really light the hard tyres up, and it wasn't even a competition by the time it came to the race. And what I noticed at this game so far, well, since the patch, when I have gone on the hard tyres, and I haven't been in the Ferrari, maybe I need to check it myself, when I have gone on the hard tyres, it's really hard to get them lit up. When I tried it in the Audi, and it just wouldn't, the grip just wasn't there compared to the softs. So if that's still a thing, then that's obviously another advantage for Ferrari guys. But I'd imagine the Bentley being a bigger, heavier car, that it should heat the tyres up. It just doesn't feel like it going into turn 1 at the minute. But around this track, I would say the Bentley's probably found about 2 seconds compared to pre-patch, because I tested it before the patch, a couple of days before the patch, and I was getting 58 ones, and now we've got 56 one. Oh, wow, it's just really not slowing down at turn 1. Jesus. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right on them hards. We'll switch it to softs and we won't change anything. And you can see for yourself the grip levels. I will save over this. You already see how much harder you can push on the softs straight out the blocks. Which is great, but obviously in a race where your tyres start off warm, so you won't really have any of the heating issues with the hards, because you'll start off with your tyres already in a nice warm place. But other than that, I haven't really got the time or the chance to test anything else, any other classes or any other cars or anything like that. I've pretty much just been going around the Nürburgring because that's where my next race is, which will be on Wednesday. And I'll probably still be on this account if they don't fix the problem. But I've also heard of people that can't even get on a second account. So I don't know, it's pretty disheartening if you bought a game, sat here waiting for the patch and you can't even play it. Right, let's see how this car reacts to turn 1. None of the problems that we suffered on the hard tyres. Mullered that curve. Well, we've understood. What I noticed as well with the soft tyres, it's really quick on lap 1. It seems to drop off a little bit on lap 2 and then it starts to come back in again. Got a great lap at the moment. I may have overshot the chicane. Brilliant. This is a car that I'll probably be using on Wednesday. You can see just braking in the same place where we were braking with the hards and make the apex easily. Great. And then we stalled it. Absolutely wonderful. Actually, what I really want to do is actually want to just try the Cadillac quickly. See what the Cadillac's like. I did try it before, but I just couldn't even get a lap in. Probably because it was about 4 in the morning. After I'd struggled with getting on a game all day, I see someone talking about how they jumped on their second profile and then they managed to get on a game. So I did the same thing and I spent most of the night just banging out project cars. But I'm not happy, man. I know a lot of people out there are not happy. And to be honest, it's a joke. It really is. Any nice liveries? I do like a bit of that. I don't like this car. It's just ugly. It just looks ugly to me. But what's this? Red or the white? This is a hard decision. We'll go with that. And alright. Like I said, I know there's a few other bugs, glitches, and stuff like that happening in the game, but I don't know. I'm not too sure what's going on. I think there's a bug or a glitch in the game where if you pick, is it the Ferrari, one of the Ferraris, it crashes your game and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. It seems to be always something, but they need to sort it out. Definitely need to sort it out. I'm gonna put myself in a chat party real quick. Bear with me. Just until party settings. Right. Here we go. Let me have a look at more of your comments. Yes, the Ferrari is still OP after patch 4. If anything, it's probably picked up even more of an advantage, if you ask me. I think since the game came out, the Ferrari's always been the car to beat. But in the first patch, the McLaren was relatively close, I would say. In patch 3, they killed the McLaren, but the Ferrari was still prominent, and it left the Ferrari with sort of no other car to race, apart from maybe 1 or 2 tracks. And now it's kind of in between the two. It's still out on its own. It's not miles faster than anything else, but it's fast enough to the point where basically if you get a really fast guy or someone who's say got equal talent with yourself and you race and you're in a car that's not a Ferrari, you're not going to win. You might be able to keep them honest for a while, but you're just not going to win that race if no one makes a mistake. So
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Um, Force feedback settings. Do I have a setup for the Aston Martin GT3 around Bathurst? I don't have. I think I might have one set up for the Aston Martin, but that was on my normal profile, which I'm not on at the moment. And in general, the Aston Martin's just trash. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something you really want to do, unless you're doing a race against only Aston Martins. Then um, the Aston Martin would be pretty decent, I suppose. But if you're racing other GT3 cars and the Aston Martin, man, I don't know what they did to that car in this game. I could not tell you. These are my force feedback settings anyway. I'm probably going to turn this up a little bit actually. But yeah, these are my force feedback settings. That's about it. Right. Getting the caddy. Yeah, pretty much. In AOR, I was hoping for at least. I've always been hoping for at least 3 or 4 cars at the front, so people can pick different cars and everyone still be competitive. But it's just, as I said, it's sort of like when they got the license for Ferrari, they got super happy and just decided to make it OP. It's kind of almost like on FIFA. Whenever there's a player on FIFA that's on the cover, you know in the game that guy's going to be OP. So for me, that might be what it is. Considering there is actually a Ferrari on the cover as well. But I don't know. I don't know why they make it so quick. I really don't understand the McLaren move. I don't understand why they've sort of just looked at the McLaren and thought, nope, I'm going to take your BOP away and just make you one of the worst cars in the game, where a lot of guys like the McLaren. A lot of people loved the McLaren when that game first came out. When this game first came out, sorry. So for them to just make it obsolete is kind of, I don't know, kind of mystifying, but I don't know. I don't know what they think half the time. Me personally, I'm all for making the game as real as possible, but I think you got to think about certain things in the context of what you're doing. If you're making a game where you've got 16 GT3 cars or however many they've got in this game, and then you make it so only a handful of them are worth using, what's the point in having 16 GT3 cars? For me, I don't. Even when you look at the Bentleys, there's the 2015 Bentley, there's the 2016 Bentley, and then the 2016 Endurance Bentley. And they're all the exact same car. One might say 2015, but all the stats are exactly the same. So what's the point in having 3 of them? You just wasted space in your own game. Do you know what I mean? Just put one Bentley in, BOP it properly, and then we just don't need the other ones. But I don't know. I don't understand their way of thinking. See, in the lobby of one of my friends, and he couldn't get his game on either, so he's had to create another account or whatever it is, and just to play the game. So clearly, it's working for some people. So if yours ain't working, I would try that. Oh, I'm using a T300 as well, if you didn't know. T300 with the F1 rim. Yeah, yeah, that's basically what I think as well. Just balance the cars. Forget about the real life BOP. Balance the cars. I'm all for like a GTR being faster than anything else down the straight, and a Porsche being better than anything else in the wet. Each car should still have its own personality, but create your own BOP. They're trying to follow real life, but they're not. They're taking all their different BOPs from different series, where it just doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? For me, the AMG is one of the
top GT3 cars, it's always in the mix at the front, but on this game it's never been one of the top cars. It's never been a top 3 car. Even on Project Cars 1 it was nowhere near the pace, but in reality, in real life, it's always up there. So it's crazy. But who knows? Who knows what these guys think? Cadillac used to be a really understeery car before the patch, but they gave it so much grip that I'm wondering if it is at all competitive now. For me, as long as the car's got decent turning and good brakes, then you can sort of get away with racing against faster cars because you're always going to have that consistency. Obviously there's cars like the Renault which has great turning, great brakes, doesn't have the power of the other cars, but over a race you're probably not going to make too many mistakes in the Renault. Unless you really smash into a curb, because the Renault doesn't take curbs as well as some of the other cars. Just flat out in a caddy. Wow, look at that mid-corner turning. What a save. Love it. But weird. The caddy's got, on the soft tyres, it's got like this really weird mid-corner grip where it just turns way more than you're turning. It's crazy. I almost want to put more understeer into the car just to stop that, but I don't know, it just seems to happen mid-corner. Might have to go and have a word with my engineer. What I need to do is actually complete a lap in this car. I didn't complete a lap in it the other day. See how far it is off. Really nice display inside this car. Shows you all the information you need. Uh-oh. Okay. And there's our first warning, but they seem to disappear now at certain stages. Oh god. Alright, we need to make this car a little bit more friendly over the bumps, I think. I'm not sure how good this setup is, mind you. I'm going to up this, and I'm also going to yeah, the ride height is really low. Most other cars are about 68, 70 at the front, I think. Caster angle, we'll knock that down a bit. Caster angle, wow, goes down quite a lot. Caster angle, to me, all it does to me is makes your steering heavier. And sometimes it makes you can feel the car a little bit better. You don't want to make it too light, because sometimes it's just almost like having no force feedback. But sometimes it's just seriously heavy. This car is quite heavy on the old force feedback. So this ain't like a proper, you know, like full setup video as such, but I'll just run through a couple of things, couple of changes to the match kind of thing. And I mean, I'm sure I made this party private when I set this up, but okay. I think that might be another problem with the patch, actually. And you just set things as private and then people still just jumping in your lobby, but it's cool. That is cool. I'm sure they will get bored of driving Nürburgring for 2 hours. It is okay. Someone just messaged me, how do I play Project Cars on my own account? I think I've got both of my, what I've done is I've got both of my accounts logged in, so people send me messages on my Cryptic TMG account, I can still get them, but I'm actually on my other account, so that's pretty much it. And obviously then I had to link this account to my YouTube account, and oh, it's just a nightmare. Those soft tyres do feel very nice, not gonna lie. It's nice to feel that grip. And another issue that I always used to feel like I experience is, wow, whoa, what the hell was that? Now that was a bug I haven't had since P-Cars 1. Jesus Christ. Wow. Don't know what that was. Do not ask me. Straight off the track. Wheel just snapped to the left. Like I'd hit something. Okay. Got nothing much to say about that. Well, you probably didn't see it because my screen probably went blue, but yeah, somehow I ended up in the wall. I'm not sure, that might just be a T300 issue, something that's always been ongoing on the T300, especially on this game, but yeah. What I've noticed as well, the brakes seem to heat up a lot quicker. So the front brake ducts now, I have them a lot more open than I used to. They really seem to pick up some temperature. Oh my god, what have I done? That's the crazy mid-corner turn-in that I was talking about. It seems to just grip mid-corner and just suck you in. That's crazy. That's why I couldn't get a lap in the other day. That corner was one of the worst for it, so I'm trying not to turn in too early. Oh my god. What have I done? I'm trying not to turn in too early because it really grips and then pulls you in. Not many people drive this Caddy, to be honest. It's one of them cars that's always been no point having it on the game because you've never made it competitive, so what's the point of having it? Oh my god. I think that's a lot of the time that's my biggest query. If you're not going to make cars competitive, why are they there? I don't know if you guys have ever played like Race Room. Race Room, the balance is great on the PC. Great balance. Oh god. Wow. Crazy understeer. Very weird. I feel like um, I don't know what car I'm gonna get when I drive this thing. 1 minute is pure oversteer, next minute it's understeer. Yeah, that felt a lot better. Wow, that was sketchy. This time we can actually do the chicane. Almost killing ourselves at the time. Definitely some improvements for this car to make at the minute. Let's see if we can just try not to understeer everywhere this lap. Wow. Go away. I didn't mean it. Thank you. This car needs work. Need to be getting a lot more understeer second time around. Need to take the corners a lot more steady. There's a lot of sort of push understeer where as soon as you touch the throttle the car just wants to push outwards. I'll sort that out in a second. I'm just going to read some of your comments. Yeah, at the minute I wouldn't say this car is anywhere near the Bentley. Yeah, no, the Bentley is somewhat. Yesterday when we was practicing properly, when I'm talking, I can never drive properly. When I'm actually focusing, I haven't got the mic on. I'm just driving. The Bentley managed to get that down to a 56.1. So the Bentley is more competitive than the most cars that at the moment. I tried the Lambo. That was like a tenth or so down on the Bentley. So the Bentley is pretty fast around here. What was I gonna do? Alright, we're gonna try not the engine breaking down. See if there's no other gear ratios I can use for this car. Great. Wow. No wonder why it's not turning. What have I done? Clearly.
Wasn't thinking when I put this setup together. Alright. I don't want to change too much and then kill what I had. I could, of course, try and knock the downforce down. The rear. What's it got up to? Alright. 2.9. Alright, let's try that. Might get a hell of a lot of oversteer. That's the only problem. Let's name it 58, so whatever. What is my favourite car? My favourite car to drive. Are we talking about just GT3s? If we're talking about GT3s, my favourite car to drive is probably the Audi. I love the balance of the car. I love the sound. I do like the Lambo as well. Lambo's quite fun. I kind of I don't know. When I first got the game, I was like everybody else. I just wanted to jump straight in the Ferrari. I was just happy that they had a Ferrari on the game. But as soon as I realised that it was just easily quicker than anything else, I just stopped driving it because it just, I don't know. To me, it just makes you not experience the game if you just stay in one car. Okay, I'm banned from going out. Oh, it's because someone's jumping in. Is this what's happened? Wow. Very weird. But anyway, yeah. As soon as I realised how quick the Ferrari was, it was kind of like, I don't want to stay pigeonholed in that one car. And then when I got to drive anything else, or any other GT3, I'll just be getting smoked because I'm used to having an advantage over everybody else. So,
This guy's in a McLaren, poor guy. I hope his connection's better than that, because he will be getting kicked real quick. Wow, what is his connection doing? Let's see how the car feels. Oh, it feels a lot nicer, to be fair. Better. Still get a little bit too much understeer in that corner. But yeah, what else have I noticed after the patch? You might have seen the penalty system that comes up. Definitely not as strict as it was before. I mean, it still gives you penalties if you're just taking a mick. But if you've just run a little bit wide on like a corner like that, or for instance, and sometimes it can disappear. But generally, yeah, I think the penalty system's working okay now. I thought it was a little bit too strict before the patch, if I'm honest. Oh yeah, that's turned in a lot better. What was I thinking? Let's see how it handles the chicane. Some cars, they just unbraking, the back end just comes around. So I managed to get into the 55s with the Audi. Did a 55.8 with a full tank. Well, not a full tank, but race fuel. So that's pretty competitive. Oh my god. Gear down, damn it. Much better turning. I think I pushed a little bit too hard into that corner. But you can already see it's just well up. Don't kill me through here, please. Okay. I mean, this might be a car I'd work on just for fun, really. Oh God, and I've missed the chicane. Wonderful human being I am. There goes the lap. Still ends up going faster somehow. Doesn't feel too bad now. Not sure about the straight line speed. That's where it might be lacking. Uh-oh. I may have messed this up. I think I have done. Oh my God, kill me now. I don't think this one's going to disappear. No, it's not. So I have to slow down. Great. What was we on for? What would we been on for? Maybe 57.5, which is still second and a half down. Don't know whether I'll be getting a second half out of this thing. Maybe I can improve by a second in total. 56.5 or something. Yes, daughter. What's up?
Who's going to have some rice?
Yeah, I'll get you some in a minute. Yeah. So I'll get you some in a minute. Right. Let's see. Oh my God, the understeer. Kill me now. Right. It is better, but it just has understeer. Just part of the car's DNA. As you can see there, this is what I've been doing with the brakes at the minute, because the front brakes are getting so hot, and you just can't. I used to run half the time, run the brakes down at like 55, 50. You just can't get away with it anymore. I'm getting no snap oversteer at all. I wonder if I can even go down some more. 2.7 maybe. 2.7 maybe. Let's see. Close the steering rack down a bit. You want just a little bit of oversteer. I generally don't even like a car that oversteers, but
Jesus, does this car need something? Alright, let me read your comments. I haven't really tried the Porsche that much. You have a 40 lap race at Bathurst this Thursday. The Ferrari should be quick around there, and the Bentley might be okay around there. I like the way the Bentley handles. It handles bumps pretty well, to be honest. The Z4 is an old car. I don't know if you'd want the Z4 for Bathurst. The Renault RS. It's a good car. It's nice and comfortable, easy to drive. Yes. So I've got here Master of Wheelie saying that the hard's on the rear, soft's on the front. Could probably work. I mean, we did something similar for that Monza race I was talking about in AOR. Did something similar to that. We had to because it just could not heat the hard tires up. But give me 2 seconds while I get my daughter some food. We'll save on top of that. I'll leave you with this for a bit. Give me 2 seconds while I go and heat up some food. Back in a second. Yes, I'm back. So yeah, Nova X, as I said, one of my friends, probably on a default setup. Don't know who this Mark Predator dude is, but 216s, bro. Don't know what car's he in. Aston Martin, actually. To be fair, the Aston Martin is just trash. Has a great sound, but it's just, I don't know. But he looks like he's ringing it. To be fair to the lad, I don't know. They might have improved it after the patch. Wow, them lines. I mean, it's a very tricky car to drive. To be fair, I don't know why anyone would want to wish that upon themselves. Driving an Aston Martin on Project Cars 2. Need I say more? But what else? What other things have I noticed? This patch came out. Obviously, recapping, we all know about the bug, the error code that everyone's been getting. Well, not everybody, because a few people managed to get on without any problems whatsoever. First, I thought it's because I had a PS4 Pro, and I thought, oh, all the people with a Pro are going to be suffering. But then Carl managed to get on, and he's got a PS4 Pro, so I thought it's not that. And then people said, oh, it's because of this and it's because of that, and you got to delete your game and reinstall it, and all these different things I tried, and none of that stuff worked. The only thing that worked for me is just having a second account. And I've seen somewhere where they say on the website, on the forum, if you don't go on there, you don't know, but people are saying that if you delete all your friends, if you delete the game and all the save data and everything to go with the game, obviously you might want to back it up on the online storage or back it up on a USB or whatever, then reinstall the game with no friends on your friends list and the game will work. I don't know if this works. I don't want you lot to start doing crazy stuff because of what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what I've heard, and if you want to try it, that's up to you. But yeah, people are saying they've done that and it works. So yeah, I don't know why I would have to delete everyone on my friends list. I've got way too many people on my friends list to even get into deleting anyway. But yeah, it's crazy things. And apparently, from how it looks on the website, from what I was sort of reading and the reactions of some of the developers and the moderators and stuff, they don't seem to know what the problem is, and that's worse than anything. I think they tried a hot fix. They tried a hot fix, and it didn't work in testing. It just didn't fix anything. So they're kind of stumped of ideas at the moment, which is not good. Not good for me, not good for anybody who's got the bug at the minute. So, pretty insane. Let's turn traction off a second. I don't even think you need traction with this car, honestly. Got great rear grip. I don't know how much of that is the car and how much of that is just the soft tyres, because they just feel so grippy. Look at that turn in there. Jesus Christ. When your car turns in too much, it actually knocks speed off. Let's see if this car feels like it's coming down. Thank you. Of course, this car is a turbo, so I might be shifting actually too late. I might try to shift a little earlier.
Yes. Oh my god. Didn't even see the corner. Well, I may have extended there. Oh, cheers. Took a better line through that corner. Definitely. Oh god, I turned in too late. It's very hard to judge that corner in this car. Really hard. Oh my god. Wow. Car doesn't want any of it on the bumps. Wow, automatic clutch was on. How did that get on? Okay. A little bit of a better line there. Not so great there. Yeah, small hesitation again. I just can't help it. Oh, what a save. I'm getting good at this saving stuff, I tell you. Simply just press the brakes at the same, press the brakes and the accelerator together when your car gets that sideways, and you should save it. Wow, doesn't like that curb at all. That's probably more because the traction control is off. Supposedly we can get a 57.2. Right, actually, I've got an idea. I've got ideas, lads. Right. I think 8 is the answer. With traction control, up is down, so the more traction you put on, the less traction control you actually have. It's a little bit back to front. There's a lot of things like this on this game that's back to front to what you might think it is. But put that up to 50. I must say, no, we'll leave it at 60. Fine, save. What have I done? The lobby seems to be getting full up. Am I gonna have to start booting some of these? Right, we put traction on low. Traction might not be as intrusive. Definitely the car feels better. Any experiences or any bugs, any other bugs, any of you guys experience on the new patch that I might not have covered? I know about the Ferrari bug when you're picking, I don't know if it's the F40, whatever it is, and the game just crashes. Let's see how it handles this corner now. Look at that mid-corner turning. I'm going to have to get right on that outside curb when turning in. Going flat out for that corner is pretty important. But if I read off the times that I managed, the Renault was a 56.3 with 4 fuel. The Lambo, I think, was a 56.3 as well with 4 fuel. The Audi was a 55.8. I didn't personally try the Ferrari, but CJ and Carl managed to get that in the 55s. Carl actually did it on the hard tyres. So Ferrari's up there. There's a few cars that I know people want me to keep a secret, so I won't say nothing until they're ready to do a lap. But yeah, a few cars in the 55s. Obviously, I was very close to 55 in the Bentley. I was handling so much better, lads. It's feeling perfecto. I'm not even really having to push, it's just feeling nice and smooth. Easily flat, thank you very much. I was feeling so much better. So we're well up on the time at the minute. $56.9. Interesting. Can it go much faster than that? I don't know. Let's have a look at this setup for 1 second. Let me figure out what I've done here. Right, let's just delete everything else. Right. So, car feels great. Felt great. I wasn't even having to ring it. And to be honest, I think if I was having to absolutely ring it everywhere, and bearing in mind I've still got 77 litres of fuel, so we're not talking about quali times here, we're just talking about sort of race pace and overall balance. Probably could get it down to a 0.6 or 7, maybe, because pushing, which would leave it about 3 or 4 tenths off the majority of the GT3 class, which I mean ain't terrible. If you're an alien driver, then you would probably be able to mix it. What I do want to try, actually, now we've got a base, I'm gonna do another save another car. This is just completely turned into a setup video. It wasn't supposed to be, but Cadillac's got me intrigued now. If we just take the downforce away, and what wing did I have? 2.8, it's a difference of 6, so we'll leave a difference of 5 here. It should be fine. If the car can turn, it's going to be quick. So right, 56.9 with fuel in the Cadillac is not too bad. The Cadillac definitely been improved then. I don't know, I'm not sure why the Ferrari's so OP. I don't know. It's a question I ask myself all the time. I don't know what they're seeing. I mean, there's been a couple of races, I think it was the Spa 24 hour. I can't remember where the Ferrari was really good, but in general, I don't see it as way faster than anything else. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. For me, there's cars like the Lambo that should always be at the top. What's happening, Red Panther? Good. Yeah, as I was saying, there's cars like the Lamborghini, which should technically be a very good car. The Audi should be a very good car, which it is anyway. I'm happy with where the Audi is. The AMG, for me, always underrated. Always underrated. They really just, I don't know. The AMG is definitely a top car. Well, the Bentley, even I mean, obviously they've patched it now, they've made it better, but the Bentley's a very good car. So I'm not sure. I even feel like the NSX might be a little bit underpowered. Having all these people in the room is sort of gripping the track up a bit, so I can't complain too much. But at the same time, I wasn't even trying to. It wasn't even supposed to be an open lobby, but I mean, until people get stupid, I'll leave them in, and if it starts getting stupid, then I'll just start kicking. But I think a lot of people want to just get on and practice. A lot of people want to just see what the patch is all about. So I'll leave them be for now, but let's try this low downforce. But yeah, for me, the soft tires in the range of probably up to the temperature right now, the soft tires work pretty well. But obviously, the main thing is testing how long it's going to last for in a race. Not too sure. But obviously, the hard tires in practice mode are going to take so long to come in because you start on blue tires. But in the race, when they've already warmed up, the hard tires should be pretty decent. Wow. Is that guy stalled or has he just parked it? No, he's not even on the map. He's not even on the mini map. It's just a Aston Martin just in the middle of the road. Wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure I took away the downforce and stuff like that. The car feels exactly the same. We'll see when we go for this corner. Oh no, yeah, there's the understeer. But the turning for that corner actually feels a little bit more natural. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more understeer through this section. We're probably gaining quite a lot on the straights. We are gaining quite a bit on the straight, but we're definitely not slowing down as quick. Wow, and now the tyres are warming up. It's just a hell of a lot of understeer, sorry. That's crazy. Oh, actually it's not really crazy. What is this? The car's stuck there, and if you look on top left on the mini-map, there's actually nothing there. Wow. Oh god, stalled it in third. What am I doing? Well, that's a bug. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Uh-oh. I might be in somebody's way here. So yeah, that's a bit of a crazy bug. Let's see what these guys are about. See what the Cadillac's like while following other cars. Some cars are just terrible in the draft of others. Whoa. Whoa. They've made bad decisions. So only practice, lads. Oh no, no. The low downforce thing, it's weird. In some corners the car feels exactly the same, in other corners you couldn't turn like a submarine. And the brakes definitely are just not working as well. That will be with less downforce, so it's not really a surprise, to be honest. Just have to hit the brakes a little earlier. And we'll try and brake just a tad earlier this time. I wonder if I'm the only one that can see that. No, it's just nowhere near as quick, is it? Let's be honest. Nowhere near as quick. Wow, a lot of these guys are some way off. Interesting. It's not really much I would, you know what, I'm not going to change anything, I'm just going to delete this one. Uh-oh. Why do I call it high downforce when it's low downforce? Stupid. Yes, that is the base. But yeah, in terms of patch 4, the pros and cons, in general, the GT3 class is closer in most of the cars, are a lot closer together now. I haven't tried the M6. I tried the NSX very briefly, but it didn't feel like it lost a bit of pace. But I should imagine, I haven't tried the Porsche, but I would imagine the Porsche, unless they've slowed it down the straights, the Porsche should be fine. It should pretty much be level pegging with the Audi, I would think. The Lambo was probably 4 tenths down on the Audi. The Renault, the same as the Lambo. Bentley, around here, was pretty good. Second fastest car I tried. What else? The Cadillac that I'm doing now feels good, just to me doesn't have the ultimate pace. I've already seen other guys in the Ferrari, or my friends in the Ferrari, and they're in the 55s with a full tank. So when I say full tank, I actually mean AOR race distance size tank. So that's probably around 95 litres or whatever. So we know how fast the Ferrari is. CJ managing a 55.7 on a soft tyre, which I think was like just on his second lap. He just pretty much jumped in the car and got it straight away. And Carl, on the hard tyres, also managed a 55.7, but it was after a succession of laps. So it shows that the Ferrari seems to be balanced pretty well on its tyres, which is worrying, because that's sort of that's things like that are important, you know. In a long race, or if you're doing an endurance race, the fact that the Ferrari can do the same times or whatever compound you put it on shows you the car's overall balance is better than most of the other cars. And if it already has a speed advantage, then it's a difficult car to race against, because you're just always going to get beat, especially if you're racing people that are at a high level or the same level as you are. So it's pretty tough. Me personally, I think for major leagues, if they're doing GT3 classes, I think they should just ban the Ferrari, because if you ban the Ferrari, everything else is almost on a level playing field. But with the Ferrari, it's just out on its own, and I can already see I already know what's going to happen at AOR. I already know what's going to happen. They're going to let the Ferrari stand, and 60-70% of the field are going to be in the Ferrari, and that's pretty much it. And to be after the last season, the little mini season we had, even back then we knew the Ferrari was too fast. And in the midst of that season, by the end of the season, they patched the game, and even after the patch, the Ferrari was still the car to beat. So we've experienced 3 different patches now, and the Ferrari has been the quickest car on all 3. We had the original patch, and then we had patch 3, which, yeah, it slowed it down a bit, but it was still overall the best car, and still the best car in the race. And now patch 4, they've pretty much, in fact the Ferrari I think now is faster than it ever was before. So yeah, I don't know what to take from that. But Yeah, if you're one of the guys that loves the Ferrari, I'm sure you're very, very, very happy. Although I know it's got understeer problems, but I mean, does that really? Does the car having big understeer problems really matter when the car is just that fast? I doubt it. AMG is another car I haven't tried, but Cage, well, said Cage, but Nova, whatever his name is on this account, I don't know. He doesn't really play this game. I think he only downloaded it the other day, and when he did download it, he got the error code, so he's having to play it in a um, different profile, and he's already in the 57s, and he doesn't play the game at all, so it's not too bad. I'd probably say the AMG. Hopefully the AMG is about the same speed as the Lambo and the Renault or something like that, and then it's not too bad. But then I'd probably say the Audi might be a smidgen quicker than the rest of the field in terms of if you took the Ferrari away, then Audi would probably be the car to beat, and then everyone would just jump in the Audi. So I don't know what the solution is. The solution should just be them to just BOP the game properly and just make the cars even, stop messing about. I feel like on P Cars 1, even though the Z4, the M3, the Rough were pretty much better than anything else, every car, well, 90% of the cars had a strong track. You know, you could be really fast in the Z4 at most tracks, but if you went to Monza, you were going to get destroyed. If you went to, I don't know, Zhuhai, you were getting destroyed, and tracks like that. But now it's just like there's no weak track for that Ferrari. It just doesn't have a weakness. So I don't know. But yeah, other than that, how long have I been streaming now? Almost a couple of hours, I think. Yeah, other than that, I don't know what else to say about this patch, man. Game feels better. It's not as jumpy when people are jumping in and out the lobby, which is good. The penalties ain't as bad. Again, good. The soft tires are working. I haven't tested out the pit stops and whether the pit stops work and things like that. But yeah, the soft tires feel good. The car feels great. And actually, what I might touch on as well, what I've noticed is I used to have a massive problem with track conditions, the way how the car felt. From practice to going into a race, you would go on a track and the car just felt like ice. There was like zero grip, and it's like, wow, I practiced in the exact same conditions, and every time I turn the wheel, the car's trying to spin me. That feeling for me is gone. I haven't experienced that since the patch, not once. So I did see in the patch notes there was a live track improvement. I always thought it was something to do with live track, so I think whatever they've done, they've managed to fix that. Because you'll see, if you watched AOR last season, season 8, the mini season, I dropped it in every single race, and some of the spins were my fault. Some of the spins were I turned in on the grass and stuff like that. But some of the spins, they just came out of nowhere. Yeah, some of the spins came out of nowhere. I hadn't spun it once there in practice. It wasn't even a corner where I even thought spinning was possible, and then the back end would just come round on you. Like, I didn't know whether that was the Audi or just the live track, but I did see in the patch notes also they did something to do with the rear of the Audi car, the Audi GT3, and that's where all the problem was stemming from. You just turn to a corner and the rear would just snap from nowhere. You would have like such little time to catch it. So hopefully these things are fixed. But obviously the biggest problem is this bug, which is stopping me from playing on my normal account, which I'm not very happy about. And yeah, it's more out of principle, the fact that I've paid for something I'm not getting. I mean, every time I'm at home and my internet starts messing around, I'm straight on the phone because I don't I'm someone, I've got no patience at all, none. So if I'm paying for something and my internet's messing up, you need to fix that or give me my money back. For every moment I don't have proper internet, I want the money for that. And to be honest, I kind of want the money for not being able to get on my own account, because it's stopping me from doing things. And it's stopping some people from even getting on the game, which is just taking the mick. If you're someone who bought the game, say if you bought the game on Friday, you just got enough money, or you're like a young dude, 15 or whatever, you just got enough money to buy the game, you buy the game, and then the first day you get it, you've got an error code and you can't even play. So I mean, you'd be fuming. So yeah, they need to sort it out between them and Sony. I don't even think Sony even checked. I'm sure Assetto Corsa had a similar problem with their latest patch, where they were just getting blue screen bugs and all sorts. So it might not all be SMS, and a lot of it might just be Sony, and probably is Sony. But I think the communication needs to be a lot better. If you're a game manufacturer or whatever, and you're making a game and you're getting all these error codes, you need to be vocal on your forums or whatever it is way before people who are experiencing the problem. I think when the problem started happening on Friday, we were left in the dark for way too long. So I mean, people not knowing what was going on, people were probably out there snapping their discs and stuff like that. Just had enough. But yeah, I feel like they need to be more proactive and cut the sarcasm out when people are on their website ranting about things, which they have every right to do because they paid for a product that they're not getting. I feel like they're only greeted with sarcasm. You don't really see any apologies. You don't see anything. And for me, a lot of it's just taking a piss. But enough about that. I'm on the game, so can't complain. Some people still can't even play it, so could be worse. But yeah, other than that, I don't know what else to tell you, lads. I'll run through the caddy setup again. You lot can have that, I suppose. I couldn't envisage myself using this car, if I'm honest. It does feel nice, but probably for online races and fun, stuff like that. But for a serious league, nah, you'd have no chance. You'd be getting destroyed. The caster angle, a lot of it depends on your force feedback, how heavy you have it. My force feedback isn't that heavy, but when I put the caster angle up, it becomes more heavy. So yeah, that's about it. High downforce seems to be working for me on this track. But I'll probably do it more in a more detailed video to do with the tires and what temperature the tires work at, and when you want to switch over from softs to hards. Again, with the Ferrari, I think it has a much bigger range than a lot of the other cars. The hard work at quite low temperatures in the Ferrari. For me, as you saw when I first started the stream in the Bentley, the car just would not stop at turn 1. Even when the tyres had warmed up and they were at 26 psi, which is pretty much where you want them in a GT3 car, the car just wasn't stopping at turn 1. And when I put the softs on, the car lit up instantly. But in a Ferrari, yeah, you're just not going to have them issues, man. The car is just a better car. But we'll see what the future holds. Obviously, I'll be putting the races on my channel AOR this season. We'll see what happens in terms of whether the Ferrari gets banned or not. But yeah, other than that, Cryptic TMG, I'm going to leave you guys for the rest of your Sunday evening. And I might actually watch a bit of AOR F1. I'm sure they'll be live streaming it on Apex Online Racing on YouTube. So yeah, I might watch a bit of that in an hour's time. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video, which might actually be my second race in the Ginetta, which I didn't upload the other day because I was pissed off and I couldn't even get on the game. And yeah, that's it. But I'll probably upload that tomorrow after I get back from work. But yeah, peace.